Hello, this is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh, and this is another episode of Burgh Unboxing, except that it's not really, well, I have two things in a box, one of which I'm going to open and one of which I won't until later, till I have some room to put my iPad on the tripod and assemble it. So let me show you what I went to the store and got in the mail. Now, I cheated, and I'm sorry for this, but I had to have something to read on the bus, and this came in the mail. It actually came on Saturday. George Noory's Night Talk, a novel, and it's autographed to the guy from Pittsburgh. So, being a natural speed reader, I read 28 chapters on the bus going back and forth, and it was the strangest experience on the bus. Not so much on the bus, but when I got to where I was going. Now, let me show you what else I got. The ubiquitous cookies from Ross, which I dip in my coffee. 2 flashlights from Harbor Freight Tools. I'm trying to put a small flashlight by the doorway of every room in here and one on the computer table. And there's the computer table one. And excuse me, my sinuses have been going crazy. We've had all this heat and all this wind. I'm slowly weaning myself off of bread, but this goes on the English muffins. This is apricot, or is it apricot? I don't know how you pronounce it. Jam for $2.99. And I went and got more Duracell bulbs. And the one I bought last month, was defective. Didn't work. So I'm going to unbox part of this. And let's see if it will work in my Snoopy lamp. Hopefully this one won't be dead. And I want to tell you, that bulb, after that's been running a while, is hot. So I got to wait on that for a minute. And put that down. And then I got this. This is a little wheeled cart for $8. And I will assemble this as soon as I find a tripod. I'll probably do this outside in the balcony. And the reason I got this is I have a lot of cables and chargers for my iPad, my iPhone, my other iPad, and they're always getting in the way, and I have laundry products, and I figure I can put this in the corner of the living room or the kitchen and get stuff out of the way. Oh, this already had one. Oh my God. Well, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. So we have a bulb already already in there. Well, it still gets hot. So I'll just screw that back in. I had no idea that was in there because I'd forgotten about it. Another senior moment, I guess. Well, let's try this one. We'll put it in here. Well, that's got one too. Well, I guess I'll have to do these in the living room. But I've now converted everything in the bedroom, except for the giant lamp, which takes those tubular things. But to get back to Noory's book for a minute, I've read 28 chapters on the bus. I get off the bus, I go pay my bill, I go get these light bulbs, and I go over to Target to get something to eat for dinner. Because the first of the month, I'm always out of food. So I go in, and I didn't want to carry a lot of stuff home. I was tired. And I was up late last night doing stuff. And I get into the frozen food area, and it's practically empty. And I go, what the hell is this? There's nothing to buy. I mean, the shelves are bare. So I got one small spaghetti and meat sauce thing to eat, so I could have something to eat for dinner. And Sunday I went to the farmer's market. I got small white potatoes, grapes, a couple of peaches that were not very sweet. What else did I get? Strawberries. And some green beans. So I had those for dinner Sunday night. So I go up and ask for a manager, and I said, you know, I'm not trying to give you a bunch of crap. I worked retail. I know what it's like, but why is there no food in your frozen food department? And it turns out they had a fire. Not at Target, but next to Target. And it knocked the power out all day Saturday and all day Sunday. Said take all the frozen food out and I guess throw it away, give it away. I don't know what the hell they did with it. And that's why there was no food today. It was a weird thing to walk into a store. It's like post-apocalypse. Everybody's, or pre-disaster, like pre-hurricane, pre-earthquake. Everybody cleans the shelves out. And that's, you had one little bank of food here and then nothing on either side. And you go look in the other freezer compartments, there's nothing on that side. They're empty. I'd never seen that before, except when they're putting in a new freezer. So that's what I got. I got some English muffins and Iams cat food for the cats. So, and they went crazy for the Iams. I normally give them fancy feasts. They always leave something. They left nothing with the Iams. They really like it. So get back to Noory. I read 28 chapters on the bus going back and forth and then came home and went to sleep. So tired I left this and my cane outside, this thing. Didn't realize it. And went down, tried to feed the cats, and the stupid raccoons are out and about, so I've got to wait on that. Okay, so far, and let's see how many chapters are left in this. 80. So I'm not even halfway through yet. But this is a pretty good read so far, with exception that it's more my fault. I've read so many thrillers and so many mysteries over the years, hundreds of mysteries, probably dozens of thrillers, that after a while you telegraph stuff. You know what's going on in the book. And one chapter I knew exactly what was going to happen. But I guess you can't totally create new stuff because it's all been written before somewhere. So far it's a pretty good book. I'm enjoying the character. I'm wondering if this sort of thing in the book, where a talk show host could be getting into problems for what he knows and who he knows, could happen in real life. The book has interesting chapter headings on how our government spies on all of us through cameras and monitoring and everything else. And I think Noory should do a book on that. And I wonder if they're spying on all of us, which is what part of this book is. It's not paranoia. It seems to be the truth. I've even seen strange stuff happening around here. People drive up to an intersection with no other car on the street. This is on the little side streets around here. It's not the main street. And their windows are tinted. You can't see into the car. And they just sit there. And I stand there and watch them. And sometimes they're sitting there for 5 minutes. And then they go straight, or more often than not, they turn. But you can't see who's driving it. And the last I knew, tinting was illegal in California, so you can't see into the car. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it's very strange. I've seen that about 5 times now in the last month when I've been walking around. And I wonder how much the character is Noory. The character, in some ways, is better than Noory. He's more interesting. But that's not a dig at George. It's not George. So I'm looking forward to finishing the book. I'll do a review of it when I'm done. And I'm waiting for a sequel, although this poor guy, I don't know if he'll survive a sequel. So that's it on that. Now, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to do the Coast to Coast AM video for this month. And then I have a Trump Talk video. I'm really going to lay some stuff out that you may not be aware of. Because once again, Donald Trump is getting a bunch of crap that he shouldn't get. And it's because they're not telling you the rest of the story, as the late and great Paul Harvey used to say. All right, this is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. Have a good morning and be safe out there. Bye-bye.